See if I can get this working. Let's see if it's going to come through here. Alright, we are streaming, and I'm basically just streaming to record. Wait for this warm-up to end. This is really lagging my PC. Let me, the fuck is this? No, fuck off. Let me close some of this stuff here. My hammer. Maybe that'll bring my frame rate up. Computer does not like to be, that's odd. My frame rate is jittering all over the place. It's, I don't know why. It's kind of strange. It shouldn't be doing that. So, that's weird. I mean, it's going from like 140. Alright, well, whatever. I'm gonna get to the gist of this. I'm just doing a tour of the map. It's fucking 4 AM and I'm tired as shit, so I'm probably gonna like ramble incoherently and forget things and so on and so forth. And also I'm just recording this straight through Twitch, so I'm not gonna edit the video or anything, so I'm not gonna edit out any of my ramblings or anything, so this is going to be a very long and rambly video. But we'll start out in the armory here. I mentioned the guns in the thread, but I've got UMPs, M4A1s, SG553s, M4A4s, Novas, Scouts, Ops, and I think those are Saws. And then I got like all the grenades here, Zeus's, and then you can choose between either Deagles or USPs. Let me listen to the stream for a second. The grenades here. Okay, my voice is coming in over the game sounds. So, out these doors, go to the cell area. This guy over here will open and close the cells. Red means open, green means close, yellow means you can press the button, so you can't just spam the shit out of the button. And then over here, I've got a really cool feature. This is my War Day timer. Now, it doesn't look like it does anything, but there's actually a button right here. You go and press it. Now, it's saying I'm saying that in chat because I'm just playing this client side, but it would say, normally it would be the console saying that. And if you can't read it, it says automatic cell door timer activated, cells will open in 35 seconds, 30 seconds the cells open, 20 seconds the cells open. It's basically going to count down to 0 and then automatically open the cells. So this is helpful for, like I said, if there's a war day, a CT can just press this button. They don't have to worry about leaving a CT behind to you know, open the cells, and they can run for the first 30 seconds of the timer to wherever they're having their war day, and the cells will open behind them, and it will confirm in chat and it'll say opening cell doors. So now, another thing I'd like to note is this particular version of the map, I've been experimenting a little bit with the lighting outside, so I don't know if it'll look particularly right, but the lighting on the inside I think is final, because I think this looks nice, so I'm probably going to keep this. So we'll go, actually we'll check out one of the cells first. So this is a cell. Pretty much, I don't think I'm going to make many changes to this, because I think this is more or less final, but you know, there's 4 spawns to a cell. Basic cell, little bathroom you can like hide in. Yeah, that's pretty run-of-the-mill. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Did I turn on player clipping when I compiled this map? Yes, I did. Okay. I've compiled this map a number of times while forgetting to turn on my player clipping. But yeah, so okay, that's one of the cells. There are 10 of them to each side, 20 in all. There is a vent cell right here. Break that open. You can come into the vents here. And here's my little like vent room. There's a couple of submachine guns here, MP9 and a MAC-10. And this will basically go out to ice hockey, which I will show you later. There's no clip out of here. Fuck it. Alright, so back to the cells here. Let's go to the infirmary. It's an infirmary, nothing particularly special here. Actually, let me go hurt myself. Oh wow, I very nearly killed myself there. So yeah, you know, stand on the bed, heal up. You know, nothing special here. Let's finish healing up here. Now this is kind of cool. Notice there's a Zeus back there, and you can't break this glass. It is completely unbreakable. Won't go down. So the way you get back there would be through this door, but the door is locked. So the way to break through the door is you knife or shoot or do whatever to this bastard until you break a hole in it. And then if you press use on anywhere there's a hole, the door unlocks, you can open it, and you can get the Zeus. I only put a Zeus back here because I figured T's would be moving in and out here a lot. You know, it's medic. People go to medic to heal up all the time, or at least they should be, but nobody seems to be able to do CT right anyway. I'm rambling. Yeah, so there's just a Zeus back there. I might change it. I've got a couple solitary cells. This one's locked. To open it, you break this guy. You know, just another solitary cell, except this one's got blood in it. Might put a gun in here if I find the need to, but yeah. Banner. On 3 of the 4. Oh, this fuck. Let me tell this guy to shut the fuck up because I'm recording. I am recording. You are gay. Stop talking because your gayness is ruining my video. Memes. Alright, there we go. I think you'll get the point. But yeah, on 3 of 4 corners, he's just fucking talking to be a smartass now. Of this room, we have these little platforms here. You can go up the ladder and walk around on the catwalks. So that gives CTs good positions to police the Ts. And then we've got this one alone back on the side here. This area goes to like the loading area. And over here we have, you know, like I said, a loading area, a little loading garage. That one isn't open, but there's a truck here getting ready to get loaded up. And if you look back here, there's a Galil. So that's something they can take advantage of. Now this will lead right up to Armory. I might put some CT only doors here because I think it's a little too easy to get to Armory this way. I mean, they can just bum rush into Armory, and with that Galil, it's pretty easy to get in. Although at the same time, people play maps like Electric Razor where there's a fucking teleporter straight into the Armory. So, yeah. This will lead to the cafe, which I will show you next, but I'm going to take the main way to there. These are the main hallways. As soon as you come in here, you know, you get met with a sign. This will show you courtyard, outdoor sports are out there. Cafe, indoor sports, visitor center over here. And there's a little network of hallways here, so this might get a bit confusing to someone who isn't familiar with the map. So yeah, there's the hallways from the loading area. This is the cafe. Pretty basic stuff. Bunch of tables. food prep area. Nice little freezer you can hide in. Place I could always hide a gun, you know, that sort of thing. Moving on. All these doors, by the way, that lead to the important areas, they're unbreakable because I have area portals in them, which prevents you from rendering the other side. So it's good for performance to do it that way. Now over here I've got the basketball court, which I am quite proud of because I have a working scoreboard that automatically keeps score of both teams. So if you go up onto the catwalks here and into the score room, we can activate it. You notice the little buttons indent, so you know when you're pressing them. And then, you know, I actually have to be a T to throw the bomb in. So let me switch real quick. Come on.
This is what we have been working for.
Let's grab a gun real quick. Alright. I don't actually need to grab a gun, but whatever. Alright, let's hop in here again. Spawn the bomb. Now, there might actually be a problem with this, because I put a little thing in there to prevent guns and stuff from getting stuck in the hoop, although they don't, it doesn't seem to work particularly well. Yeah, it was just working the other time I tried it. I don't know, that doesn't make sense. But anyway, yeah, so bomb. Throw the bomb in. I actually have to actually make it first. You hear buzzer went off, point was automatically added. Throw the bomb again. Get in there, you fucker. Point was added. And the cool thing about the thing I've done here is you can add and subtract points from either team. So let me add a couple points to red team. Let me add a couple points to blue team. And you can't go below 0 or anything kooky like that. And if it reaches 99, it just resets to 0, I think. So no, there's nothing special happens if you make the thing reach 100. Sorry. But yeah, that's that. Moving on. Down here we have ice hockey, which, as I mentioned before, the vents go down here, so this is where you'll end up. Pretty run-of-the-mill ice hockey court, you know. This puck goes flying for some reason, but you know, throw the puck in the goal, makes a buzz, respawns the puck in the middle. If you want the CTs to respawn the puck at any time, just press this guy. That'll do it. This is where that vent area comes in over here. So that's that. And down this hallway, we have our locker room over here for the 2 sports areas. Again, nothing particularly special about this, just a locker room. Might be a good place to hide a gun if I so choose to. Over here we have the visitor center. Nice little office setting. Now there are there's an outside area outside of the jail with the club and an office part that you can't go into. But there's 2 ways in and out of the jail. One way you can get in if the door isn't open, and one way you can get out. This is the way you can get in if the door isn't open. The other way I'll show you, but basically this control panel back here opens and closes the door. So, you know. But yeah, just kind of scenery and a way for T's who are stuck outside of the jail to get back in. Alright, so we're going to go back to the sign here and courtyard and outdoor sports. So we come out here. To get to the courtyard, we just got to open this door. Alright, and we are out in the courtyard. There's an accessible roof area up here, actually. You just got to climb up this ladder. Why is it? There we go. And by the way, this leads to that hallway in the armory. So that's one way the thieves can get to the armory. And then out here we have a soccer field, which is a little small. I might have to make this bigger now that I think about it, but you know, soccer ball, kick the soccer ball into the net, respawns it in the middle. Yeah, so that's pretty standard. Now this is kind of cool over here. This is it looks like just like a construction site, but this is actually a very basic climb thing. So if I could, I'm terrible at climb, so I can't exactly demonstrate very well. But this is a pretty easy climb course. Like I said, I'm fucking terrible at climb, and I'm lagging, so. But you know, you go up here, you jump across these doohickeys, yada yada, jump up here, jump up a lot, there you go. It's a pretty easy climb course. But then again, most of the people who play Jailbreak aren't particularly good at climb, so I wasn't going to make it really any harder. Over here, we have a pool with some diving platforms. Pretty standard shit there. This does not open. This is just scenery. Over here we have like a maintenance, like grower's shed sort of thing. You can find a sawed-off shotgun in here, so there's that for rebelling. As useless as the sawed-off shotgun is. Close that. I really want to make the shadows darker. I don't understand why they're so dim, but oh well. I'll have to fiddle with that. Like I said, I've been experimenting with the lighting a little bit, so I'm trying to figure out how to make these shadows appear darker. So I'll have to fudge with that a little bit more, but because I don't understand why they're so bright. It doesn't look right. Okay, so I said there was two ways in and out of the jail, and as you can see, there's the outside area, which is kind of small for now. I might expand it later, but this is the other way. This is a CT only door, but if you want to get out as a T, you can break this glass, hop through here, open the door, and you are out. And if you notice over there, that's the door to the visitor center that I showed you earlier. Before I explore the outside a little bit, on top of this in and out area, we have a little office that I added. That one tutorial video I did was basically me making this office space. I didn't show myself actually filling the room with stuff, but you know, it's just, you know, there's a few cubicles, you can jump on the desks and fuck around and, you know, do stupid shit. You can shoot the fucking computers, whatever, you know. Copier over here. Where's my, there should be a fucking, what's it called? Filing cabinet over here. I don't know why. Interactive refrigerator. That's very important. Not particularly. That would be a fun place to stick a gun in. Just like stick a gun in the freezer for no fucking reason. Bathroom. Yeah, not particularly important, but you know, people can hide in here, I guess. I am planning on making a night version of this map where I will have a lot of stuff moved around, like the vet cell, the gun spawns, etc. And a lot of these spots that I don't have any guns in probably won't have guns in the finished version of this map, but they might in the night version. So That's why I'm making all these weird little nooks and crannies. But here's the outside area. I kind of breezed over it. There's, you know, a little road. It's kind of all walled in, like the rest of the jail. You know, I guess it would be as security measures, but this is technically outside of the jail. We have this scenery office building over here, this big ridiculous truck crash which you can't get past. That's like the end of the map over there. Cop car. The only building I have out here right now that you can walk in is this club, and this isn't particularly finished yet, I guess. But you know, there's gonna be, you're gonna play music here. It's a, you know, it's a fucking club. What do you expect? Restaurant, bar / club, etc. But yeah, that's a scenery door. You can't walk through that. And now this I haven't actually tested, so let me. That's not right. Well, those are supposed to spawn over here when you break the thing open, but apparently they don't for some reason. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, that's the idea. Is you break open the box, deagles come out, you know, for you and all your little friends. So yeah, and that's pretty much that. That's what I have done so far. I'm not sure if I should. I'm not particularly sure if I need to add anything. Well, I probably should, but at the same time, whenever I play Jailbreak, half the stuff that's on those maps never gets used anyway, and the other half of the stuff only gets used maybe 10% of the time. So maybe I don't need more. I don't know. Whatever. That's why I've got a thread, so people can give me suggestions on that sort of shit. But yeah, I'm gonna cut the video here because it's probably already longer than it should be, and I've probably been rambling and yada yada. So let me